Good morning, everyone. You're the group 3. I am here to discuss to you all about the chapter 3, which is the science, technology, nation building. First is the pre-colonial period. Introductions. Before the arrival of the Spanish in the 15th century, the Philippines has a great science technological growth. Indigenous Filipino has their own expertise and practice in agriculture, medicines, and navigation, among other things. During the pre-colonials, indigenous Filipino and they practice agriculture, medicines, and navigations. The Filipino developed an economy deeply rooted in nature, which rich in land, abundant water. They mastered farming, fishing, craftsmanship, while coastal community thrived through long-distance trade with neighboring civilizations. First is agricultures. We know that agricultures is the first livelihood in the Philippines. Indigenous Filipino create their own agricultural techniques such as kaing systems. If you talk about kaing systems, or matag systems is a method. Ang kaing system is a farming method which involved clearing ground for cultivation by cutting, burning areas of the forest. Ang kaing system is they going to kanang isunugon gay ang forest. After that, how many days or weeks gali is ila i-cultivate ang soil nya mao na ara na sila magtanom og mga taro and yams and sweet potato. You need to take those mga kanang mga ilagitanom ana. They also create irrigation systems, which is the rice terraces in caldera regions, which is enable them to grow rice slope locations. We know naman no what is rice terraces or mo nang gitawag nato is Banawi rice terraces. Ang rice terraces is kanang ma-found in siya or makita ni nato siya in Cordillera region, which is the Luzon or northern Luzon. Ang rice terraces is gibuild ni siya with Ifugao peoples. According to contradict or mga beliefs nila, ang rice terraces is nag-build daw siya in 2,000 years. But according to my research or to the books, ang rice terraces is bago na siya na-build in pre-colonial period. Na-build ang rice terraces during the Spanish period era. Na-build siya, nag-start siya gi-build in 6050 by Ifugao people. And also, not just farming lang ang gikuan ang ilang mga livelihood sa una, but they also have fishings. They have a lot of mga techniques or mga methods ilagi use. First example nga gikan ako is aquaculture. We know naman no gi-discuss naman nila ang aquaculture no. We talk about aquaculture is mauna ang mga method that provides supplies. They use fish pan para ma-cultivate o mag-cultivate og milk fish, which is musa man ang milk fish bangos. Take note everyone ha, na-exist ang fish pan during or time sa Spanish contract with 1521 in the island in Mactan. Unsa man ilang mga tools or materials nga ilang gigamit para na magkuha og mga isda. They use kanang mga spears or mga pana gali. Mga ato tawag ron pana. Pero they use kanang mga woods kahoy ra siya nga basta na siya talimis. And nets or mga traps na made by bamboo or rattan. During the pre-colonial period, they gathered datos, which musa man ang mga datos. Datos is mga higher mga high position or malagad mga general or chef gali. During the pre-colonial period, they have also known as a buhis or handog. Mo na ilang gitawag sa una handog. Buhis is handog. They going to exchange for the protection primary economic activities. They going to barter or exchange for the goods rather than formalized currency. So mo na barter raga ila sa una during the pre-colonial. So not just farming, fishing ang mga livelihood sa una. They also have mining and weaving. So unsa man ang mining? So indigenous community mine for gold, silver, copper, and iron. So unsa man ang sila. So those mga indigenous Filipino magmine na sila kwan. Kabantay mo kanang sanang mga maghakuan ba mga musyag treasure hunt gali ng mga gold nana. So and also they have weaving. Sa man ng weavings. So it is a home industry that was dominated by women. So mostly ani is nagkuan ang women. So they create mga cloth gali using banana, cotton, silk, or wovens. Mga sila. So take note everyone, what is those mga livelihood nga ilagi practice na during the pre-colonials. First is the farming. Second is the fishing. Third is the weaving. And also they have mining. Next is medicines. Indigenous Filipino involved their own knowledge and practice based on local herbs and plants for medicines. They established traditional healing methods that were passed down from generation to generation are still practiced in some region of other country. So we know that before nga invent ang mga herbal medicines is sa una during the pre-colonial period they don't have any doctors. So sa una ang ilagi kuan is mga mananambal or ilagi tawag ron o ilagi tawag babaylan. So mga babaylan they use sa una before na kanang herbals they use kanang mga rituals, prayers, and also diagnostic practice like pagtatawas. Usa man ang pagtatawas. So ang pagtatawas is a candle waxing kali para ma-address nila ang mga health issues sa Filipino. So according to my research, sad ang herbal medicine is not it wasn't invented. Good, wagay specific person kay nga naka-invent ana. So they have also have herbal remedies which is paghihilot or mga pulse checkings and symbolic rituals o more mga orations. So what are those mga herbal medicine o mga herbal plants nga ilagi use during the pre-colonials? So they use kanang first is the lagundi. Lagundi, we know naman lagundi, no? Lagundi is used for treat wounds, pain relievers, and headache. So ang lagundi not just their leaves or ilagi gamit and also they use nga ila ang lagundi flower. So ang lagundi flowers is used na siya sa kanang mga diarrhea or cholera. And also not just flowers ang mga roots sad. So dahan kay mga use ana no sa mga sa lagundi. And also they have dap-dap or mga guava leaves. Manay gikan butang diri. The Philippine traditional alternative medical plants na nakita ninyo sa PPT noon na yung mga lagundi for catch for asthma, mga ampalaya for high blood sugar or diabetes, mao na sila. So mao na ang mga plants or mga herbal plants nga until now nga gi-use Japon nato. So next is educations. So in the pre-colonial Philippines, education was informal, community-based and focused in practical skills, cultural preservation through oral traditions like storytellings and apprenticeships. So during the pre-colonial period, education was informal because wa gud sila unlike karon nga namangutay teachers to teach us, but sa una informal lang gud siya. They don't have schools or mga teachers nga or lesson lang. So sa una during the pre-colonials, they use or ilagi teacher gali ang ilahang mga experience. Children learn skills from the parents, elders, and tribal tutors. So na ang ilang mga teachers is ilang parents, elders and tribal tutors. Why? Kay na mas mga experience na. Those mga experience na ilagi ko is ilalagi giteach guys sa mga bata. So acquiring vocational knowledge and cultural values necessary for survivals and social rules. While some community use a writing system known as a baybayin. So what is baybayin? We know that baybayin or mga alphabet mo ng alphabet nila sa una. So their primary method of instructions involve oral transmissions of stories, song, practical knowledge within home and local communities. So ang ilang goal sa una was to teach skills gali to para lang ma-survive sila, such as hunting, mo na ilagi teach sa una, hunting, fishing, farming, and household management. Pero sa una, what ako na basa sad sa books is ang sa una, mostly good magkuan na good ang mga lalaki ra. Example, fishing, mostly ang mga sauna is ang lalaki ra, ang dapat na lalaki ra gay magbuhat ana. And dili parihan like karon nga fair ra gali boys or girls dapat unsay mabuhat sa lalaki mabuhat sa babae, like that. So sauna ang oral tradition nila is cultural knowledge, epic song were transmitted to storytelling or oral communications. Next is so money siya mga elders or mga parents na nag-teach sila. So informal pagod ila education sa una, no, makita gud nato sa picture. And also money ang milabay-bayan ila mga alphabet sa una, di good pares nga na kan good na A B C D ila A B K D C. So next is the architectures. So during the pre-colonial Philippines, architecture was characterized by first style bahay kubo or nipahan. So a steel house made of local materials like bamboo, woods, and nipa that was adapted to tropical climate. So during the pre-colonial, we know na wala pa man jud na mga metals, cement sa una, but ang ilara gud gigamit sa una is mga bamboos, mga woods, mga nipa para maka-create og mga houses. So, mao ni makita nato sa pictures, they create a tree house, turugan, bali-bali, kono, gono, or bahay kubo. So, mao na ang mga architecture sa una. Sa una wala pa yung mga buildings or mga dagko kay mga mall. Nana. So last is the transportations. In the pre-colonial Philippines, indigenous people relied on watercraft like balangkay, paraw, and karakya for inter-island travel and trade, as well as a native outrigger boat and coastal travel. So during the pre-colonial period, they don't have any mga ship or mga kanang mga dako ga nga baro to. So sa una, di use balangkay, paraw at karakya sa mga sa madagat gali. But on land, transportation was primarily done on foot or footpath. So what according to my research sa una is they don't have any mga motors or mga technology nga gigamit for transportations. So sa una di use maglakaw ra gay sila kung sa pa na sila kabundok pila pa na kabundok ila ra gud lakon, but within occasional use for carabao drawn cart or kanga. So ang kanga is mostly makita na mura nato sa una is mga city kay sa una. So ara they use carabaos, money siya makita nato sa picture, money ang kanga, a raft for moving good inland. So what I said, ako ra ibalik sa ang mga watercraft ang ilagi gamit for transportation is balangkay, paraw, or karakya. But in the land lang is they use mga ilaha foot or footpath, but they also use in carabao drum or kanga. So that's all Thank you for listening.